On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And we're 50.
We are 50 episodes old. Can you believe it, Spencer?
Oh my God, almost a whole year.
Almost a whole 52 weeks.
Wow.
Wow. Now, if you're looking at the episodes on any of your podcast apps, you may be a little thrown off because we had the trailer, we had a couple other things, but this is really like our 50th episode.
Yes, our 50th.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Look at what we've done.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's something.
Look at all the chaos that has ensued. Food testing.
Death erections.
The explosions of coffins.
The Jeffs.
The Geoffs.
Oh my God.
The theme songs.
Oh, bitch, obituary. Sorry if you're new here and none of this is making sense. I promise. We really do know how to put on a show.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of a show.
Oh, my God. Tell 'em.
Oh, my God, you guys. Jeffs and Geoffs. So we have a live show for you August 4th. That is a Thursday at the Irvine Improv. It starts at 8 p.m. And we've got a few tickets remaining. And you guys do not want to miss it. It is going to be chaotic, hilarious.
Yes. A shit show. Live in person.
Exactly. You don't want to miss it.
So excited. Link is in the description for today's episode. While we're addressing the new people, if you're new here, let's give them a little rundown. What can they expect from this show? If you were talking to someone and you were like, yeah, I have a podcast. It's called Obituary. And they're like, oh, what is your podcast about?
I would say it is a comedy show where we talk about things that not a lot of people want to talk about, but we're not true crime. If you want true crime, go ahead on over to Cult Leader.
Love the plug. Love the plug.
You're welcome. Here, we kind of talk about death. We talk about science. We talk about everything that we want to talk about. But most importantly, we talk about obituaries.
A little cherry on top is a little segment we call dumb.ass.criminallllllls. So if you're new here, you're in for a ride. I'm sold.
Me too. Oh my God, I've been sold 50 episodes.
Yeah, it's my favorite podcast.
Mine too.
I love it.
Love it. Oh my gosh, what has been going on this week for you?
So lately, I have been going down a televangelist spiral, which you have fallen victim to by association.
Yes. So I was here last weekend.
Right.
We roasted marshmallows. We just did everything that was not work.
Yes.
Which was such a nice thing. I think we need to always remember to have those days.
We work so much.
We do, and it's fun.
It might not seem like it.
No, but oh my God, we're on Zoom calls all the time.
Oh my
we're
God.
always talking about work, which is the most fun job we have.
It's hard to not because we love it so much.
Exactly. But we really just had a day where we were like, the dogs were here running around.
Made s'mores in my backyard.
Watched just trash on TV. We organized some drawers.
Yes.
We had a push-up contest.
Yes.
It was just good fun.
Who won the push-up contest?
You did.
I can do a push-up.
I can't hold myself up if my life if there were hot coals underneath me. I'd be burned alive. Cannot hold myself up.
You were like, let's do a push-up contest. I was like, all right, let's go.
Like, my ankles can barely do it. You think my wrists are going to do it?
I have surprising strength. I don't know.
Yeah, you were doing good form, everything.
Thank you.
Low. Oh my God, it was great to watch.
Tell him.
Great to watch. He's a push-up artist. I could push down. I couldn't get back up.
She did push downs.
Yeah. Sorry, I only do push downs. You did make me watch a bunch of YouTubes with just people screaming about the Lord.
Yes. Well, because for Cult Leader lately, I have been on a televangelist spiral. It started with this woman named Amy McPherson, who way back when in Los Angeles opened up this temple, and she was like one of those faith healers. And then...
Is that the video? I think you showed me a video of her.
Yes, she's the one that I said was kind of reminiscent of Lucille Ball.
She kind of talked like her.
Yeah, it was her speaking voice that reminds me of her. But then also I did an episode recently on Peter Popoff, who we watched a few videos of. He's another faith healer, and he is the one that has like miracle healing water and stuff you can buy.
Oh my God. And then we saw that video. Remember, we saw that video. It was these people were burying their grandfather, and a leg was sticking out from the side of another person's grave into the hole.
Yeah, like literally it shows the family member's casket down in the grave, and then you just see this thing that looks like a foot, and you're like, that can't be a foot. That's not a foot. It was a fucking foot.
It was a foot.
The family was horrified.
I mean, I don't blame them.
But also, how does that happen? Did the foot fall out of the previous casket, or...
Is he just buried willy-nilly?
Buried all willy-nilly. Well, they say if you want to hide a body, you bury it in a cemetery.
Oh, I didn't even see that's your cult leader.
That's that true crime knowledge kicking in, baby.
Oh my gosh. So maybe there is someone buried, but maybe underneath it or above it, there's just an unsolved murder. Oh my God.
Or they're just not spacing him out adequately.
Maybe buried alive, kicked through.
Oh, just the leg going through.
Just kicked through the coffin, through the dirt, and then was stuck.
Nightmare.
Oh my God. Maybe his coffin exploded.
A true possibility.
Truly.
You never know. Anything can happen.
God.
Crazy. Oh, but I've been on this televangelist kick.
Yes.
I'm in my backyard.
Yes.
I am sitting in the sun, hot dogs, sunbathing as well. And I'm watching videos on my iPad of televangelists. Because I've been just super research heavy. Tell me why I didn't realize one of my neighbors, the neighbor over here, the nice guy, sitting in the backyard, listening to me just blast this televangelist. And I'm thinking, oh my God, my neighbors are going to think that I am some kind of like nut job.
Good. Maybe they won't mess with you.
They're going to be like, yeah, I heard him listening to this guy just preaching. Like, not what we thought. It's always weird to think because you're like, what do my neighbors think of me?
Who knows?
Who am I on the block?
Oh my God, I don't know. You're the young guy that moved in.
I am the young guy on the block.
They're probably like, who's this girl who drives this big van here every day?
Okay, but while we're on the topic, so then also in the televangelism world, I'm addicted to going to these Facebook pages for the preachers and reading the comments from people because they'll be like, I just got my miracle water. I can't wait to see what happens. Blah, blah, blah.
Some.
And so I got smart water here, but that's it.
It's not working for us.
Hey, I'm not smart yet.
No, we need miracle water.
Yeah, we need the miracle water. No, but reading the comments. And then I got stuck on the Facebook pages of those people that were leaving the comments because I was like, I want to know what this person who is commenting on a televangelist page is like. I want to know who this person is.
Right.
I got stuck on this lady who was wearing an American flag fedora who was giving sermons of her own every night. And I realized, I'm like, wow, people can really be their own little televangelist now.
Oh, yeah.
All you need is a smartphone, baby.
Oh, my God. I know. It's scary. What's scarier is a fedora.
I have a picture of you in a fedora.
Not by my own will.
Oh my
Something
God.
you've stuck on top of my head.
Sure.
Oh my God, I love that.
So that's been my week. I have been very into televangelism and I'm loving it.
I just love that for you.
Thank you
That's
for
great.
supporting my journey.
I will always support it.
Okay, but wait, I feel like we would be dying because one of the televangelists, this wasn't one of the videos we watched, but it was one I watched afterwards. It was of that Peter Popoff guy because I needed it for the episode. Mm-hmm. And he was like a fake healer.
Uh-huh.
And so he was doing the whole like hit him on the head and like, you're safe, I banish it to the devil, blah, 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 blah. And there's videos of this dude in like the 80s particularly. And I'm just like, it's so fucked up, Madison, because people will walk up with like a cane and he'll be like, you, come up here, up here. You don't need that cane. You don't need that cane. Hand me that cane. And he'll take it and he'll be like, I'm going to throw it to the stage. The devil won't like that.
No.
The devil won't like that. And he's fucking throwing this shit like it's a fucking, he's in a spear tossing contest. Just
Spearfishing.
fucking
Yeah.
throwing him. Like this dude has an arm for the fucking major leagues. The people get all super amped up and they're dancing. They're like, yeah, I don't need it. But I'm like, they just go home after that and they're like, oh, fuck. That was my only cane.
We gotta call the insurance.
Yeah. I'm like, holy shit. But just
my
fucked up. I'm like, it's liars. So fraudulent. Things like, you have lung cancer? I banish it to the devil. It's gone.
Oh,
it's
God.
gone. And I'm like thinking, how many people have stopped getting treatment or stopped taking their medication because of this guy? That was another thing. He would have people come and throw their medication on the stage. Like prescription, like heart medicine, all kinds of things. Like, you don't need it. Give it to the devil. Give it to the devil.
You didn't know? It's that easy.
It's that just give it to the devil.
That's what I did.
And look what happened.
Look at me now.
Oh my God. We're in the Illuminati, the podcast Illuminati.
I wonder if there is one.
Well, call us. We're bored.
Come on.
Pick us up.
Please.
Oh my God.
Oh my
What
God.
about you? Any excitement this week?
Absolutely none. No excitement for me.
Perfect.
Truly.
Truly nothing. I love
Truly
it.
nothing.
Easy breezy week.
Easy breezy week. I was looking a lot this week on Legacy, and I was looking at the comments on obituaries.
Like the guest book comments that people can leave.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, on different obituary websites, particularly Legacy, you can comment on obituaries. So a lot of times, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar, when an obituary goes up online, even if it's not on Legacy, even if it's a funeral home website, sometimes people can go comment. Mm-hmm. And some of the comments are wild. So I'm thrilled to hear what you found.
Oh, Spencer. I found one all caps for, let's just call this woman Dottie. Okay?
All right. I love it.
It says, all caps.
So this is under her obituary.
Yes. Mom, you worked so hard in life to give your kids all they needed, going without things for yourself. You helped many people and their families be healthy. As to Matthew, Robert, Denise, and Natalie, and James, if possible, you self-centered fuckfaces can rest in the sea of everlife and suffer without things like me, who you think has a mental illness.
Oh.
It is people that think like you that fucked up lives, and your people that are your friends do not know your false caring of not being there for a now dead mother, or the way you treat your now homeless brother who cannot walk well. Hope the bank you work for or did find out, and all people do to your family's wrongful selves. This is obviously written in anger because a lot of it's not making sense.
We can tell from your really good voice acting.
I will do my best. Bye. R.I.P. Angel, family of Dottie. Love will not be for them or anyone. They will be of the curse.
They seem completely sane to me.
I just was laughing, so I was like, oh my God, it's all caps. And then like right next to it is send flowers.
Send flowers with sympathy.
God. And we got a couple great emails, but one, I'm not going to read it, but it was from one of our listeners who's in their 70s.
Love that.
And they said they walk every day and listen to us, and they walk miles and miles, and they just love us.
Oh
and
my God.
Made my fucking day because, I mean, I don't know. My parents don't even understand what a podcast is. And like, you are just listening and walking. We love it.
We have Geoffs of all ages.
All ages. We do not discriminate. We love it.
Oh, also, there's an episode we have called Is It Jeff or Geoff? So if you're a newer listener, I see comments come in sometimes like, hey, can you guys tell me what a Geoff is?
Yeah.
We're like, or like how this came to be. I'm like, go listen to that episode.
Yes. You'll understand it. Oh, but we did get an email that I think is important. It's from a listener. They said, hey, I've been listening to the poison episode, Go Out With a Bang. The mention of asbestos hit home for me personally, as my mom has got mesothelioma, which is cancer you get from the exposure of asbestos.
Oh, no.
I know. There are 2 different types, as I'm aware, and they can be in the lining of the lungs and stomach. The doctors and solicitors who are helping her think the exposure goes back to when she was a baby, with my grandma using talc powder when she was a baby.
Yes. Okay. I've heard this before. I think they've changed it now, but talcum powder or whatever, or old baby powder, used to contain ingredients that can give you cancer. There was a whole lawsuit, actually, I think.
Yes, she says it's terrible, but there's not a lot publicly about it or knowledge. Generally, it's been linked to older men and dock workers, etc. But the type my mom has is rare, and she's the only person in the United Kingdom with it.
Whoa.
Recently, it's even been linked to types of cervical cancer. She was saying it's still being used in some parts of the world, but some areas it's only stopped being used in the early 2000s. But I thought that was so crazy. Like, it's just, we talk about all these poisons and they're still being used.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's horrible. But even like when you go into a parking garage or Starbucks, usually there'll be like a thing like Proposition 52, chemicals used in or around this building can cause cancer. And it's like, I think we just kind of ignore them.
Yeah.
But I mean, because like also what can you do? It's a parking garage. I got to get out of my car.
Right, right.
But it's scary. Danger is all around.
I know.
So sorry about your mom.
I know. I'm so sorry about your mom. Thank you for writing in. And Geoffs, if you guys know anything about it, let us know so we can share and we can spread the word.
Yes. You ready for some Am I the Assholes?
Yes.
One of them was sent to us and it says, Am I the asshole for not paying to change my father's gravely insulting gravestone?
Oh no.
It says, my father and mother had a very bitter marriage towards the end of his life. He had a long-running affair with another married coworker and got her pregnant before he passed. He was planning to leave my mom, skip the country, and move to Canada to start a new life with her. Oh my God, the scandal. They had a house picked out and everything. He had moved out and was living with his coworker when he suddenly died of a heart attack while having sex. Divorce papers were
never...
never...
coffin spinner to come.
Oh yeah, literally.
To
come.
CUM, baby.
Divorce papers were never filed, no legal separation. They were in the process of moving all things legal, but on paper, they were still happily married. Now, me and my siblings are already out of home. Our youngest sibling is 19 and is in college. I work for a tech company, and I'm currently back in my hometown helping my mom manage his estate. Well, my mom was hurt and petty and marked his gravestone as in loving memory of John Doe, son, husband, father, and adulterer. I think they put John Doe just instead of the dad's name.
Right.
But they put adulterer in there, that's for sure. My dad's family and his pregnant partner are mad and want me to fix it. I personally think it's fine. That's who he was. He was all of those things, and since it's my mom's plot, I can't do anything. Am I the asshole?
I mean, I think the mom's the asshole.
I think the dad's the asshole.
That's true. That's true.
Having a whole ass second family.
Oh,
that ain't right.
Yeah, I can get like, oh, you're going through a hard time and you make some mistakes, but a whole family.
Yeah, and if your person's forgiving, I'm not a forgiving person.
Yeah.
I'm like, cheat on me, goodbye, never talking to you again ever. Yeah, definitely not the asshole. If they want it so fucking bad, have his new woman change it
That's true.
or pay for it.
Just uproot him and put him somewhere else where that woman paid for it.
Yeah, bring him to fucking Canada.
They did that, but his leg fell out, and
that
that
is how it ended up in that person's grave in the beginning of the episode.
we solved it.
We are detectives Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yes!
We can solve any crime by dinner time. Okay, I have another Am I the Asshole? It says, am I the asshole for inquiring about the ethnicity of the celebrant for my father's funeral? It says, I imagine this situation will generate some controversial opinions, as it already has in my real life, but I thought I could seek some opinions from a wider range of people here. I'm a 59-year-old female father, recently passed away aged 86. My sister, 57, and I are currently planning his funeral. We had a meeting with the funeral directors this morning where they discussed possible celebrants for the funeral. They gave us the name of a celebrant they thought would be suited to us. We live in England, and, well, the celebrant's surname was very obviously not English. Now, there's no way to sugarcoat it. My father was a racist. He had been his whole life, and his view hadn't changed up until the day he died. I knew that my father would be rolling in his grave if his final send-off was led by any ethnic minority that he felt so strongly against. So, after hearing the celebrant's name, I asked if they were white. My sister looked appalled, and the funeral director did seem taken aback, but his answer was that he wasn't sure of the celebrant's complete ethnic background. She was white as far as he could tell, and that sounded fine to me, and we went ahead with that celebrant. On the drive back later, my sister berated me for my comment, saying that I embarrassed her by asking such a question and made our family look racist, and I replied that our father was racist and there was no way he would have a minority lead his funeral service. My sister conceded this point but still maintained that I embarrassed her. I think I was just making sure the funeral was how my father would have wanted it, but I have to ask, am I the asshole?
Yeah, you are the asshole, and your dad's the asshole, and I would absolutely choose anyone who wasn't white to lead it, just to
be
spite
like,
him.
Fuck you.
Why are you having a funeral for him? Why are you even writing this? You
If my dad was racist, goodbye. I don't care. I'm not fucking... You would go with the ashes that don't get picked up.
Yeah, and you sound racist.
Ensuring that you're, like, fulfilling his racist fantasy?
Ew.
Disgusting.
Gross.
They were voted the asshole.
Good.
And I agree.
Yeah, you should be embarrassed for even writing that to Reddit.
Well, and then it's also like, you're like, oh, well, I would have anyone who's not white do it. But then I'm also like, no, I wouldn't want anyone to be the celebrant. I would be like, just
That's
so you
true.
know, he's super fucking racist.
Right. Don't put anyone in that position. You're right.
Trash.
Trash.
So we had one on. Take a little break, get into business.
We have some business for you guys.
We have some business. We'll be right back.
And we're back. And just like your first Am I the Asshole, do you have a side bitch?
Oh, good one. I do. And it's for one of my favorites, the recently passed Ray Liotta.
Oh.
Star of Goodfellas, God. Henry Hill. Love of my life. One of my first crushes.
Oh my God, I know.
Goodfellas is my comfort movie.
It is.
I was shocked and devastated. Our friend Tina.
Oh, I love that fucking movie, Karina. Oh my God.
Horrible.
Wait, speaking of Goodfellas, I did do something this weekend. I watched a weird movie. I love Steve Martin. I usually love all his movies. Watched a movie called My Blue Heaven. I think it was My Blue Heaven. It was bizarre and it was funny, but it was like just, it didn't really work for me.
Okay, critic.
It's supposed to be okay. You know, at the end of Goodfellas when he goes into witness protection, that's
yes.
like the last scene.
Sorry, spoiler.
Oh, come on! You've had 40 years to watch it. This is like supposed to be, I guess, kind of the parody sequel to Goodfellas, and it just didn't work.
Not a fan. Ray Liotta passed away on May 26, 2022, at the age of 67 years old.
Young.
It says Ray Liotta was known for his intensity on screen in memorable roles such as Henry Hill in Goodfellas and Ray Sinclair in Something Wild. He was born in Newark, New Jersey, and was adopted by Mary and Alfred Liotta when he was an infant.
Oh.
He studied acting at the University of Miami and then moved to New York City City. Surprisingly, his first regular role was playing nice guy Joey Perini for a few years on the soap opera Another World. His first major movie role was playing a violent ex-con opposite Melanie Griffith in the 1986 Jonathan Demme film Something Wild, in which he received a Golden Globe nomination.
So good.
In 1989, he played the ghost of shoeless Joe Jackson in the beloved fantasy film Field of Dreams. His signature role came in the 1990 Martin Scorsese film Goodfellas. Liotta played the real-life Henry Hill, who decided to snitch on the mob he was a member of in order to get out of that life. The movie included the memorable "How Am I Funny" scene with Liotta and Joe Pesci. He continued his successful movie career with roles in Unlawful Entry, Narc, and the NBC police drama Shades of Blue with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, they don't mention Karina.
No. Recently, he appeared in the Amazon series Hannah and the movie No Sudden Move. He died in the Dominican Republic where he was filming the movie Dangerous Waters.
Oh.
And then it has a notable quote of his that says, "I played pretend games as a kid, army, whatever, but I never wanted to be an actor." It says, basically, I just played sports all the time. Basketball, baseball, football, whatever the season was. But I remember senior year, basketball had stopped and the drama teacher asked if I wanted to be in the play. So, all right, I'm not doing anything. I'm used to hanging around anyway. Sure, I'll be in the play.
I love stories like that of people that just kind of stumble upon.
They didn't care.
And sometimes when you don't care, you're the most successful, I guess.
Yeah. Madison, you are up first this week.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's our 50th episode, we have a little surprise for you guys.
Yes. So we decided to take on a coffin spinner together.
We did a coffin spinner together for the first time in obituary history.
We thought that we would take on probably one of the most horrible and tragic surgeries ever in the world. The lobotomy.
The lobotomy.
Was that a Ramones song? I need a lobotomy.
Open up the pit.
Yeah!
Yes, we are tackling the lobotomies together. And so Madison took one part, I took the other part, and we're just going to fucking tell you everything we know.
You took one part of the frontal lobe. I took the other part of the frontal lobe. And we gave this episode a lobotomy.
Yes.
I'm on fire, honey.
Yeah.
I've been working at it.
Pump it up. Okay. So you want to take us through what the hell a lobotomy is?
Yes. A lobotomy, for those of you who don't know, is a surgery that was used to treat different conditions, most popularly to treat mental illness like depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia was the main one that I saw people get treated for.
Yeah. Well, I saw a lot of stupid shit too, which we'll get into.
Oh, we will get into it.
I even saw things like arthritis, dementia, homosexuality. They were a big...
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month. God, we're really kicking it off here. But it didn't stop there. If you were an unruly child, I read, you could get a lobotomy. And I was thinking, I'm like, back in my day, we were just given Ritalin. We were not given...
Yes.
We were not given a lobotomy. I saw something about, obviously, it was mostly women who would get them or who were given them. And I saw a woman that was given one because she was too mean. Just wild. Lobotomies really became popular in the 1930s, and we will get to all of that, but I want to give a quick history of how we got to the lobotomy and their predecessors, because it's super interesting and it just fucking baffles me how like 1, 2, maybe 3 people can just create chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just scary. It's truly scary. So quickly, when we are talking about lobotomies and its predecessors, we are dealing with the frontal lobe of the brain. It's the frontal cortex, which controls our behavior and our emotions, as well as some motor skills and speech, memories, motivation, and our personality. And damaging that frontal lobe can cause so many issues, which, Spencer, you'll get into some examples. Some people...
Like, she's pointing at me Like, Spencer, tell him about your issues.
You are a great example. Lobotomies were actually heavily inspired by trepanning, if that gives you any indication of where we are going with what they did. If you haven't, please listen to that episode we did on trepanning, because it's just wild. And
yes,
that fucking woman who did it to herself. All right, so let's start with the Swiss psychiatrist Gottlieb Burckhardt. In the 1880s, he performed the first surgeries that were known as psychosurgeries. Psychosurgeries are brain surgeries to relieve symptoms from different mental disorders. So a lobotomy is a psychosurgery. He performed topectomies. A topectomy is basically a surgery that removes part of the frontal cortex and was thought to help and even cure mental disorders. Remember, I said he's a psychiatrist, he's not a surgeon, but he was performing these. In December of 1888, he performed these first surgeries on 6 different patients that he had. They were all under his care, being treated for things like hallucinations, mania, depression, and dementia. All patients came out alive. 2 patients died soon after. One he just started having seizures and he died. The other one died by suicide. 2 patients became more submissive, and then the other 2 didn't really change. When his peers found out about these surgeries, they were not happy at all, and he actually was really highly ridiculed for performing the topectomies, so much so that he stopped with that part of his research. But I mention him because he inspired the next lunatic, which was Antonio Egas Moniz. Okay, so he was a Portuguese neurologist. He was actually very into politics for a little bit before fully diving into his medical career. He invented the leucotomy, which we now know today as the frontal lobotomy. And then we'll get into the other type of lobotomy, but he invented the leucotomy. It was called this because a leucotome was the surgical tool that was used to just go in and fuck your brain up. This procedure was again to improve patients' mental disorders by physically messing with the frontal lobes. Thankfully, he didn't perform them himself because he had no experience doing any surgeries like this, but he would stand there and tell surgeons exactly how to do it, which just wild to me because these are fucking real people.
Well, and there's pictures too. I saw videos, but I also saw pictures they're not wearing gloves. They're just fucking going in, just all these people standing there, no masks, no gloves, no nothing. Here we go.
Yeah, wild. He was not only inspired by Gottlieb, who we talked about earlier, but also by a few other physiologists who would experiment heavily on animals, like the chimpanzee. They would remove parts of the chimpanzee's frontal lobes, which made them a little more docile and easier to manipulate, which I guess translated to them as happy. So he would perform the leucotomies where he would remove the white matter from the frontal cortex. And in the 1930s, he wrangled up 20 patients and started performing them. The procedure consisted of drilling holes into the front of the skull where the orbital cortex is, which automatically makes me think of trepanning.
Oh, it's giving trepanning.
It is serving trepanning. Then this metal thing was inserted into the brain to tear away that white matter. Now, you have to remember, it's a little hole they're drilling in. They can't fucking see anything. There's no microscopic cameras.
They're going willy-nilly, just do-do-do-do-do.
Willy-nilly. Here you go. Boop, 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 boop. You're done. Then, and maybe this is why they didn't wear any gloves or care about anything sanitary, because while the hole was open, they would dump alcohol into the brain to kill any remaining tissue that he wanted to destroy. So I was literally thinking the people that came out of this were probably lit the fuck up. That's probably why they felt good.
Yeah, I mean, this is before people could be sedated or put to sleep.
The kicker, Spencer, is that this neurologist won a Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1949 because people thought that this surgery was just great.
Loved it.
So now, here come the two idiots that took all of the predecessor surgeries and basically simplified it, turning it into really what we know of as the lobotomy. Like when I think of lobotomy, this is the way I think the lobotomy goes. Moniz figured out kind of the first lobotomy, the frontal lobotomy. Mm-hmm. Now comes Dr. James Watts and Dr. Walter Freeman.
Oh boy, you're going to hear a lot about them later too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so James Watts was a trained neurosurgeon, while Walter Freeman was a psychiatrist. They started working together performing those frontal lobotomies or leucotomies, but they figured out a way to sever more white matter, and they called it the Freeman-Watts technique and renamed the whole procedure to lobotomy. So they took the leucotomy, said, we're changing it to lobotomy, and we are shortening it, making it a little more precise.
They said, we are changing that C to a B, baby.
Oh, yeah, baby. But it didn't stop there because Dr. Freeman was heavily inspired by another psychiatrist named Amaro Fiamberti, who was the first person to perform a transorbital lobotomy, which basically meant going through the eye sockets to the brain. Mm-hmm. So no holes are being drilled into the skull.
What was the show? Was it Nurse Ratched where they were doing lobotomies?
Yeah. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and then Ryan Murphy did the
Nurse Ratched. Yep. Yeah.
So Freeman saw that and was like, I want to do that. I want to combine mine with his. I want to just create this lobotomy that is just precise, quick, easy. So he said, we're going to perform the lobotomies, but we do not need to drill anymore. We don't need any alcohol, nothing.
Just right through the eye.
We are going to access the brain and white matter by shoving an orbitoclast, which is basically an ice pick. Looks just like it, probably performs the same, into a person's eye socket. So I looked up, I'm like, where the fuck did they put it in the eye socket? So it's above your tear duct.
I saw a video. I don't know if you saw a video.
Oh my, I did. Above the tear duct, they would just shove this ice pick through, there's thin bone right there in your eye socket, and just
I feel like whenever I have a migraine, I push right there. I can picture it.
Yeah. So they just shove it through there, and then that thin bone, they hammer that ice pick through. Once they reach the brain, they would just swirl around the ice pick, destroying basically whatever was in their way. Pull it out, do the other side through the other eye. The procedure only took a few minutes and only really required some general anesthesia. Freeman started performing these himself, which he was not supposed to do. And Watts decided to leave their partnership because he was like, that's not right. I have to be able to do this.
I want to do it. I want to be the one.
Yeah. These types of lobotomies, the transorbital lobotomies, are, like I said, what I feel like I think of when a lobotomy is performed.
Yes.
Right?
Because that's how we saw it on TV. And that's all we know.
That's all we know. That's all we know. About 60,000 lobotomies were performed in the U.S. and Europe between the 1930s and the 1950s. And finally, in the 1950s, people were seeing that this procedure was not only dangerous, but extremely inhumane and not a way to treat mental illness. And the side effects were absolutely horrendous, which, Spencer, I know you'll get into. The last recorded lobotomy in the U.S. was actually performed by Dr. Freeman in 1967. He was banned from performing anymore, and the procedure was still performed well into the 1980s, which I thought was just wild. The other wild thing is that it's actually not technically banned here in the U.S., and they're still considered legal, but obviously they don't really happen. Then I was looking into okay, does anything like that still happen? There is a procedure that is used kind of the same way called a cingulotomy, and this procedure was actually around in the 1940s, which was, around the time, the height of the lobotomy, but it was used as an alternative to them. It's still a psychosurgery, but it affects the anterior cingulate region and the frontal lobes, and it creates a lesion on the brain in that area, which I guess it like severs connection, just kind of like the lobotomy. That area helps with chronic pain, and it's used for OCD and depression. So but they can actually see what they're doing in the brain now, because obviously we have the technology to be able to see like what exactly we're severing.
Well, they're just like, so we think, cut to 80 years from now, they're going to be like, they don't even know it. They're still just going in poking brains a little bit.
That's so wild to me.
It is wild. It's wild that they came up with it in the first place, which we say it all the time when we're talking about crazy surgeries and stuff, or like even practices that like morticians use when prepping a body. We're like, how did they think to do this? Or how did they think to declare someone dead by shoving a flag in their chest?
Yes. I know, and that was what, like, I feel like we had no business figuring this shit out.
No, but, I mean, if you never try, you never know.
If you don't try, you don't succeed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so that's all the science-y, historical background stuff. Let's get to the interesting stories.
All right, well, now that we've got the lowdown on what, who, how lobotomies came to be, I'm going to take over and talk about some people that suffered as a result of the practice. Many of them actually at the hands of the very doctors you were just speaking about. Let's actually start there. I want to talk about Rosemary Kennedy of the notoriously ill-fated Kennedy family. I mean, you've heard the Kennedy curse, all of it.
Yes.
The third child of Joseph Kennedy Sr. and Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy. Her most notable siblings, or most well-known siblings, are probably Robert F. Kennedy and, of course, former U.S. President John F. Kennedy. Rosemary was failed by the medical community before she was even born. This is super interesting. So the doctor had been running late, I guess, when Rose, the mom, was giving birth to Rosemary. And somehow a decision was made to stop the birth from occurring until the doctor got there.
Fuck.
To do this, a nurse physically reached inside of Rose's birth canal and held the baby, Rosemary, in place until the doctor arrived. Like, you're not coming out till the doctor's here.
What?
Yes, and this resulted in a lack of oxygen to her brain that would create future damage, resulting in some mental deficiencies.
Holy shit. I didn't know that.
It's crazy. The Kennedys were like royalty in America at the time, right? And this was back in the days where disabilities were not talked about. They were hidden as much as possible. So they raised Rosemary alongside her siblings, put her through school, everything, completely neglecting to adhere to the fact that she could not keep up with other kids. It breaks my heart, the whole story.
Yeah.
Other people started to notice as she got older, it became like more apparent, and her parents would try to get her tutors and stuff, but she could not do it. And as a result, her parents ended up sending her off to a boarding school. While she suffered a lot mentally, everybody says she was just a sweetheart, so kind to everybody, even the press, and she was beautiful.
It literally, I don't know why it makes me emotional, but when you said like they failed her even before she was born, and holding her in the birth canal, I'm still stuck on that.
It's horrifying. Eventually, she was reunited with her family when they moved to England for her father's work. And in England, she attended a Catholic school where the nuns were super patient with her, and she actually started making a lot of really good progress. But unfortunately, 1940 rolls around, the Nazis are storming Paris, everything's getting too close for comfort, and as a result, the Kennedys fled back to the U.S., and the school system in the U.S. just wasn't as kind to her. Rosemary allegedly started to become quote-unquote difficult around this time, but in all actuality, I think she was a very normal 22-year-old girl. She was having fun, partying with friends, meeting guys out at bars, nothing that crazy, but to her parents, this was terrifying because it was around this point when Joe, the dad, was prepping her brothers, John and Robert, to venture into the political sphere.
Wow.
So
this is JFK's
sister. According to an article that I read on all that's interesting, Rose and Joe worried that her behavior could, quote, create a bad reputation, not just for herself, but for the whole Kennedy family in the future. So they eagerly started searching for something that would help her. Enter Dr. Walter Freeman, who spoke with the Kennedys along with Dr. James Watts to tell them all about this new neurological procedure that was all the rage at the time, the lobotomy.
Wow.
In 1941, at 23 years old, Rosemary undergoes the procedure. They drill 2 holes into her skull, insert small metal spatulas used to sever the link between the prefrontal cortex and the remainder of the brain, all while Rosemary sat there reciting poems to the nurses throughout the procedure.
Oh my God. So she got the old surgery.
She got the old school one.
Wow. She got the leucotomy.
After the lobotomy, she was immediately different, but not for the better. She lost her ability to speak and walk properly and reportedly had the mental capacity of a 2-year-old child. So she went from essentially
just a normal, maybe rebellious.
I think she was always a little behind still, especially when it came to school and stuff. But other than that, she was a very nice, normal girl.
Yeah.
She seemingly vanished from the public eye afterwards and was sent to an institution where her family did not visit her for the next 20 years of her life. Gives me chills. It made me like emotional. It makes me emotional talking about it right now.
Was it against her will, or was
she didn't know she was getting
it?
lobotomy, I think.
Oh, fuck.
She was sent to an institution where her family did not visit her for the next 20 years of her life until the dad had a medical emergency, I think a heart attack or something. And so her mom, Rose, paid her daughter a visit, during which Rosemary attacked her, rightfully so. Like, fuck you.
Hell yeah.
After her father died, she was brought to visit the Kennedy compounds in Florida and Massachusetts occasionally, but continued to reside in an institution where she lived until she passed away in 2005.
It's so sad.
So sad.
Fuck lobotomies.
Fuck lobotomies and fuck
the Kennedys.
The Kennedys. Can we say that? I mean, come on. Horrifying. And they did, like, I read some things that were like, after JFK and Robert found out about what had happened to their sister, they like started really trying to help people with mental disabilities and stuff. But I'm also like, okay.
Fuck their parents. How about that?
Okay, but 20 years, your sister's somewhere and you just don't go see her. Horrible. Another one of Dr. Freeman's victims was 12-year-old Howard Doley.
Holy shit.
This is like so sad. So Howard never struggled mentally, physically, was overall what you would describe as your very typical 12-year-old kid. He was a newspaper delivery boy, and aside from the occasional squabble with his parents, pretty well behaved. December 1960, week before Christmas, the San Jose, California native is admitted to the hospital and receives a transorbital lobotomy at the urging of his parents because he was, quote, defiant sometimes. He was the youngest patient to ever receive a lobotomy from Dr. Freeman, and while he didn't experience the same reaction as Rosemary Kennedy, life was definitely different for him after the procedure. I think it had a negative effect on his, like, behavioral attitude.
Really, even if let's say they go into your brain and the ice pick doesn't hit anything. They just didn't do anything, right? The trauma of going through that would probably produce so many negative behavioral things, even, not physically.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's super harmful. Lobotomies are toxic. Cancel lobotomies.
Yes.
But he started to spiral in his teenage years. He started committing petty crimes, ended up in jail, then on the streets. However, eventually he was able to get back on track. And he actually later wrote about his experience in an autobiography and dropped a startling admission. He told the press that his stepmom was the one behind it because she and him did not get along, and that she had threatened to divorce his father if he didn't sign off on the lobotomy. Bitch. Talk about evil stepmom.
Wow.
Can you even imagine? I'm just like, what a piece of shit. He posted a video on YouTube, which I'll link for you guys to watch, just talking about his experience, and it's just heavy. Like, they wouldn't tell him why he was there when he went to get the lobotomy. Of course, he's 12 years old. They performed electroshock therapy on him before doing so.
So he had the one that goes through the eye.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just It's crazy. And while many of Freeman's patients suffered, some have deemed the procedure to be successful. I mean, we have to talk about...
Okay.
We have to talk...
Yeah.
Listen, there's a reason that some people thought it worked.
Right. And that, I think we have to look at successful to them means subservient. And
yes. Well, so I read about this woman, Sally Ionesco, and she was the one who received the first transorbital or ice pick, as they call it, lobotomy.
So I believe that's the prefrontal. There's the frontal, and then I think this is the prefrontal.
Okay, by Dr. Freeman. So she was a 29-year-old housewife at the time and mother who was described as quote-unquote violently suicidal. He rendered her unconscious through electroshock because this was his first time doing it. He then inserted an ice pick above her eyeball, banged it through her eye socket into her brain, and then swirled it around to try and scramble the neural connections. The family considered the operation a success and a blessed relief. She lost some memory function, but was relatively intact and led a fairly normal life.
Wow.
Yeah. We have another famous sibling here. Another famous Rose sibling here, actually. Rose Williams. She was the sister of the famous playwright Tennessee Williams. When Rose was 18, she was sent away by their mom because of her erratic relationships.
Okay.
Which I'm starting to realize, I feel like they just, if you dated a few different guys or you went on a few dates.
We would have been lobotomized.
Us? Absolutely. We would have lobotomized at 14 years old, 15 years old.
If not then.
Earlier
or now, who knows?
Oh, that's a horrible. But so she got sent away by her mom. She's 18 years old. She was later committed to a state hospital where they diagnosed her with paranoid schizophrenia. In 1943, she received a bilateral prefrontal lobotomy organized by her mom. And I feel like she had a very common response. This isn't necessarily one of the crazy shocking stories. It again was not as life-altering as Rosemary Kennedy's experience was, but she pretty much became a very flattened out version of herself. Very little emotion, just sort of the shell of the person that she used to be, which I think is what, out of the thousands of people that received lobotomies, I feel like that's the whole subservient. You just kind of become not yourself.
Which is the worst feeling. I feel like, you and I have we still do deal with depression and anxiety, and the only thing that you want to feel is yourself.
Well, and some medications can make you feel like total zombie. I've been on some that I'm being moved right now. I don't think anything.
Right. I know. I take Lexapro. I've taken Lexapro for the last decade. And
we love Alexi Lexapro.
We love her. She just saved my life. But before that, I've tried all of them, and that feeling where you're just I'm not even...
do I feel anything?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It also kind of reminds me of Stepford Wives.
Uh-huh.
I feel like they place them into these subservient roles, right?
They do, and then they finally God, we should watch that again.
We should. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Back to Rose. Okay, sorry, not make it about ourselves. This ended up causing a huge rift between Tennessee Williams and his mom because he blamed her, she was at fault, to be honest, for essentially taking away his sister.
Yeah.
I would be so upset. Why were parents signing off on this? This is a new thing.
Wild.
Horrifying. I could go on forever, but I think we've driven the point home by now that lobotomies are not it. And I want to end with the story of Helen Mortensen, who was Dr. Freeman's last patient.
Oh, okay. Is that this 1967?
Yes. So,
okay.
In his career, Walter Freeman performed about 3,500 lobotomies in 23 states, of which 2,500 were the ice pick procedure.
Just a fucking menace to society.
A menace. Helen first saw Dr. Freeman in 1946 when she was 31 years old. She was one of his very first patients to receive a lobotomy. The transorbital lobotomy she received appeared to have been actually really effective, and she was super happy with the results. However, about 10 years later in 1956, she was back for another lobotomy because she felt like the effects were wearing off.
Oh.
Well, she gets it, goes back to normal. Another decade later, just over, in 1967, she went for a third
Stop it.
lobotomy.
Triple scoop.
Oh, fuck, ma'am. I don't know. Like,
How much scrambling do you need?
like third time's the charm, babe? I don't think so. During this one,
My God.
he strikes a blood vessel in her brain, completely severs it. 3 days later, she's dead.
Too much of a good thing.
Too much of a good thing. After this, the hospital revoked his surgical practices and he just retired shortly after. And then I think I read somewhere he died at like 76 or something from cancer.
How the fuck do you... Oh my God. Holy shit. I didn't know that.
I feel like we could have done, or we could do 2 episodes on lobotomies, 3 episodes on lobotomies. There's so much to say. You were like, oh, I want to talk about how they came to be. And so I was like, okay, I'll talk about what some of the patients.
Yeah.
But other than that, we didn't really know what we were going to be talking about. But I'm like, shit, we could go through.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And what's crazier is that there are other surgeries that we should cover that are not as fucked up, but fucked up.
We should and we shall. Hey, listen, we're only 50 episodes in. We've got at least another
250.
Yeah. Well, that was actually really fun. A nice treat to be able to spin in my coffin with you this week.
I know.
Really
I
fun.
love that.
We'll do it again sometime, maybe for the 100th.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one more quick break. And then when we come back, we'll get into our obituaries and our dumbass criminals. We'll be right back. And we're back. Who you got for us this week?
So this is a random find. I stumbled across this. It is more of like a eulogy. It was on an obituary website and it just made me laugh. So it says, first off, I want to thank everyone for coming to this celebration of my mom's life. She wanted a small funeral. However, you cannot say goodbye to someone who led a larger than life existence in a small way. My mom never traveled first class, but today we have sent her off in a first class manner. My mom was a wonderful, strong woman who loved everyone she came in contact with. She always strived to be the best, and she was the best mom in the world to me. She was born in Philadelphia in 1926, the younger of 2 sisters born to her parents. She was born 3 years before the Great Depression and said because her father was prepared, she never felt the despair many Americans felt at the time. When she was 5 years old, she contracted scarlet fever and the house was quarantined in my grandfather's grocery store, which they lived over. She also had her head shaved, which was the practice at the time.
Oh my God, for Scarlet Fever?
I guess so. She saw the world go to war, and being in Philadelphia, she saw many young men go to war and the war production. She married my dad in 1951, and they moved to Southern California in 1956. In 1957, my brother was born, and in 1961, I was born. In 1968, my parents divorced, and my mom raised her 2 boys alone. She worked 3 jobs to support us, and we helped. I am not sure how many of you remember Penny Post, but I am sure all of you have heard of the Penny Saver. Penny Post was the predecessor to the Penny Saver. We would get up at 4:30 a.m. and fold the Penny Post advertisements and then deliver them to the areas where we were assigned to deliver them. Afterwards, we would go to Sambo's or McDonald's and have breakfast and then off to school. In 1973, she married another man and they lived a long and happy life together until his passing in 2009. Now she will join him here in interment. If you met my mom, you felt the love of life she had in her heart right from the beginning. She was a friend to everyone and led a larger-than-life existence. Many of you may know my mom, but you may not know the following. Number 1, she had no sense of direction. She often said she could get lost in her own bathroom. Number 2, she donated lots of money to several charities that support children and the arts. Number 3, she cursed like a sailor when she was passionate about something. Number 4, she grew up in Kensington, which is a part of Philadelphia. Number 5, she liked to argue. When she was right, which was most of the time, she would make you see her way. Number 6, she was my best friend and advisor right up to the end. Number 7, her main motivation in life was to see her children happy and successful. 8, she was an avid reader of all kinds of literature. 9, she looked at life as an adventure. She traveled the world to see what she had read about in books or saw on television. 10, she loved animals. 11, she helped make me the man I am by advising me and not demanding of me. 12, she had a wonderful sense of humor and loved a good joke. 13, before she married my father, she worked for a real estate agent. We think she was his secretary or bookkeeper, and he wanted her to take the real estate exam. If she had done so, she would have been the only female real estate agent at the time in Philadelphia. She was always ahead of her time. 14, at a party in 1980, she was having an argument with a man there, and he finally got frustrated and said, "Fuck you, lady." Without skipping a beat, she replied, "Buddy, if you ever fucked me, you would be beating down the door to fuck me again."
Oh, I love her. There it is.
15, she was extremely dedicated to family and friends, and she will be sorely missed because she could always be counted on for great advice, bringing calm to any situation, and a great joke. And obviously being a wonderful person to be around.
Aww.
I love her.
Love her little spitfire.
Fuck you, lady.
Oh, if you fucked me, you'd be banging down the door to fuck me again. That's the confidence we all need.
I know.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to go a holier route. I have Amelia Hope, born, oh my God, I didn't even realize this when I chose this. March 3rd, 1943, passed away December 16th, 2009. This was another random stumble upon, and well, actually I searched the keyword. You'll see. It says Amelia Hope, along with her twin sister Delia.
Amelia and
Delia, born to Lorenzo and Margaret Barrios in Los Angeles, California, 1943. Amelia and Delia were an inseparable pair of twins their entire lives. She was of the first graduating class to complete all 3 years at the newly built Lakewood High School. During her teenage years, she loved to sing with her twin sister Delia at school dances, car club functions, and sock hops. The Barrios sisters were always a popular act to have. Through all the days of her life, she always had a love for music and especially for singing. After graduation from high school, she enrolled in beauty college and developed a great talent for cutting hair. For years and years and years, she had many loyal customers. One even flew in just to get his hair cut from her. She owned and operated a very successful little beauty shop called West End Cutters. During all the years of hard work, she always maintained a love for singing. Years after she stopped working for health reasons, her love for singing never diminished. For a time, she attended singing classes at Al Morris Studios. One year, the studio put on a production, and as its featured act, there was a scene from The Little Mermaid where my mom played Ursula, the octopus witch. Her costume and makeup were so good, you would have thought Disney's production team had joined the show. She had a performance that led to such an ovation that from the moment you knew a star was born, you never saw anyone more in her element than she was that night. After the performance was over, she was mobbed by so many children and their parents, all trying to get a picture with her and obtain her autograph, all with flashes going off that you thought the paparazzi was there. If you were lucky enough to see her that night, all you could do was stand back and say wow. At the age of 14, she met a young man from Detroit named Ed. Dad came out to California to attend his sister Jessie's wedding in 1957. As Mom would put it, he had cool DA, a wimp and good looks, and she was instantly smitten. But it wasn't until he was discharged from the army in 1963 that he went back to California, and it was upon his return at the time that she instantly fell in love. My mom and her twin sister Delia flipped a coin in the restroom of a party that they were all attending to see who would pursue my dad and who would back off. While Mom and Delia were the best of friends, when it came to men, it was on. So with the flip of a coin, a courtship started, and on July 18th of 1965, they were married and remained so for 44 years.
Wow.
You could only imagine what it was like to live with her for 44 years, day in and day out, the love, the laughter, and the memories. And in the summer of 1969, I was born, and every Mother's Day and my own birthday, she never let me forget how difficult a birth it was, nor did I forget how perfect a mother she was. But it's not her years of hard work that I want to eulogize, but her life and how she touched us. That's what I want to celebrate. Whether we call her Sweetheart, Cha-Cha, Millie, Maya, Nina, Tia, Aunt Amelia, Fluff, Mom, Mima, or Beta, they all had the same meaning and invoked the same feeling of love. She had a quick wit with words that seemed to flow from her faster than a gunslinger could draw his gun. If you came at her with a fast, funny word or two, she would come back at you with both barrels loaded. When it came to quick wit, we were all simply outgunned to the lady with the walker. My dad recalls the time he and my mom were at a party, and he was wearing cowboy boots, and my mom was standing there waiting for him to bring the car around. As he was walking away, he said that he felt like John Wayne in these boots. Before he took another step, she said, "You look more like Gabby Hayes." She burst his bubble.
She burst his bubble.
So how do you begin to tell the story of a woman whose life is known by so many of us here today? For Mom, it's been a difficult journey for her physically, but never has it been a difficult journey for her spiritually. No one could ever say she was a doubter, a cynic, or disbeliever. Every hardship or heartache made her only more devoted to her faith. In fact, it was only through her unquestionable faith that she was able to endure the pain and suffering long after most would have thrown in the towel. She was never a Bible thumper or a preacher on a soapbox trying to get you to see the errors of your ways by telling you what sins you were committing. No, she spread her faith in a different way. She was a believer who loved you for what you were and nothing else. She believed God loves us all, and so should she. She was blessed in a way that allowed her to hear what you were saying and what you were feeling. She had that way of listening to you with her head slightly tilted down and her big eyes feeling your pain with you. It was at that moment that you knew she accepted you for what you were, and she would be there to show you she loved you by holding you. One of the most genuine things about my mom was that she didn't care if you were rich or poor or smart or unworldly. What mattered most was that you opened your heart to her. She brought you into hers. One of her best examples of the way that she said she was blessed was the day she opened her heart and accepted another son into her life and her home. My friend John Gallagher, and from that point forward, my brother. She counseled us not by quoting scripture, which she knew, but by showing us God's love with warmth and understanding and offering her prayers on our behalf. She said her rosaries daily and offered them on behalf of the people she had placed on a list. She placed them on a list so she would never forget to pray for them. Now let me tell you this. This is where you'll see now. She didn't always take the low-key approach to her belief. There was a time when my mom and dad were on a big televangelist kick.
Oh no, that's what you searched.
Watching them on TV late at night. One night she must have really worked herself up into a frenzy watching one of them talk about casting the demons out of your children's rooms to protect them. And if you love them, to do it now. Oh. Because somewhere in the middle of the night, and this is when John and I were in high school, she flung the door of our room open with her hair all a mess, her arms in the air, her moo-moo flowing all about her, with the hall light behind her. She was quite a sight. She came in screaming at the top of her lungs, "I rebuke you, Satan, and I cast you and your demons out of my children's room!" We sat up like we were on fire, our eyes the size of golf balls, and waiting for our hearts to come out of our throats. When we realized it was her and what she was doing, we just looked at each other and dropped back down to our beds to go to sleep. We knew that was just mom being mom.
Oh, God, I love it.
It just kills me picturing laying in bed and just mom coming in like, "I rebuke you." It reminds me of the mom from, what was that show? Wife Swap or Trading Spouses?
Oh, yeah.
The God Warrior woman.
That lady, I feel like, was evil.
I'm skipping a little bit here because it's much longer. Over the years, her body may have seemed to be broken and at times even beaten, but never her spirit or her mind. She never gave up on hope that she would get better one day. She lived her life to the fullest and enjoyed every moment she had with friends and family, and her greatest joy, her grandchildren. If life were a boxing match, she'd beat it more than it beat her. She has a second saying on her wall: "Life is not a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and proclaiming, 'Wow, what a ride.'" We all took a ride in life with her, and I think it is us who can proclaim, "Wow, that was a ride." Remember, it was not only her husband, sons, and grandchildren that survived her, but all of us. We who loved her and will carry her on in our hearts forever. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, I love her.
I love the obituary. I know it was a long one, but like everything from just her and Amelia and Delia, how they met the dad and tossed a coin for it.
Oh, she's so cool.
And then the televangelist shit, I was like, okay, love it. Obsessed.
Love it.
Gotta read it.
We had some cool women.
Cool women today. Alrighty, and now it's time for some dumb Criminals. Let's do it. Who you got?
Alrighty, this happened quite a while ago. I believe in 1999 in Stettler, Alberta, Canada.
Sure. I like you're looking at me like, huh?
Yeah, is that right?
I don't know.
18-year-old David Zerfla was out driving one night. Now, people noticed that he was weaving in and out of traffic, and it seemed like he was impaired. Police stopped him, and he was indeed impaired. But he knew he was impaired, and so he got out of that vehicle and took off running on foot, okay? The police finally got a hold of him, apprehended him, and put them in the back of their police car before they were going to do a breathalyzer test because he was obviously impaired. There, sitting in the back of the police car, David knew that he was fucked. He was like, I've had stuff to drink tonight. I gotta figure out a way to be a little more sober so I don't blow over the legal limit. So he decided that he was going to eat his underpants.
Oh, no.
So he ripped his underpants, which were cotton, and started eating them, hoping to absorb any alcohol in his system.
Did it work?
Well, I don't know if it worked, but he ended up blowing a .08, which is, I guess, like right at the legal limit.
Yes.
Or at least at the time. I don't know what it is. This was like after he was booked and everything, and then he had a court date. He was acquitted, and he ate his underpants for nothing.
Oh.
Or maybe he ate them and it worked.
Maybe it worked.
We will never know. He's either dumb or smart.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, you're dumb automatically for that.
But if you do, eat your underwear.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Eat my shorts.
Maybe they'll take you to the hospital instead of jail. Who knows?
Perfect. Maybe they'll give you a lobotomy.
God. Okay, so this is actually from a listener who sent in this dumbass criminal. And they wrote, "This is for my two favorite G-offs. My name is Sky, and I want to first gush at how much I love your podcast and how excited I was to find you through Morbid. Your banter is amazing, and Madison's laugh is the most contagious laugh ever. Oh. She should be the only laugh track ever used on any TV shows."
Imagine.
Ow, I'd kill myself. I thought you might appreciate hearing about a dumbass criminal I had in my store, which is a sex shop in Australia.
Yes.
Recently, I went to work, and as I walked in, there was a woman, a term I use very lightly because she smelled more like the inside of a diseased septic tank, and I noticed that the manager was watching her leave. Now, my manager is very deceiving looks-wise. She's pretty and small and seems innocent, but if there's a thief in the store or anyone being stupid, I grab the popcorn and prepare for the show. This is where it gets exciting. So my manager motioned for me to come over to the counter before going into the staff room. She told me to keep an eye on that lady, the one that made your nose hairs curl up and go back into your body.
Oh, no.
Now, if someone steals something or attempts to, they are usually banned from the store. This time was different. So apparently, while chatting to one of our regulars and keeping an eye on the security cameras, my manager noticed the woman grab a boxed lingerie item and shove it down the front of her pants. Luckily for us, the lingerie items in the box also came wrapped in plastic wrapping. My manager walks right up to her, and this is what went down. Manager: "Did you need a hand with anything?" Septic tank: "No, I'm fine." Managers: "I'm going to have to ask you to take the item you just concealed out of your pants and ask you to leave." The septic tank removes the item and says I was going to pay for it.
Oh, uh-huh.
Of course I was. The manager said, "You can pay for it if you want, but otherwise you have to leave." So they go to the counter, the manager brings it up, and the lady's card declines. Shocking. She says she'll transfer some money and realizes she can't find her phone, and she thinks it's in the store somewhere. This is where the true dumbass comes out. The woman gives my manager her phone number to find the phone, and it's not in the store. So she leaves. The manager and I watched the footage from the moment she walked in and noticed a few items that she had tried to remove security tags off of, but didn't succeed. One of these was a pair of shorts, which in the process of trying to remove the tag, some of the seams tore apart and pretty much made the shorts unsellable. So my manager, being the badass she is, called the woman's phone, because she got the number, remember? And guess who picked up? Yep, the septic tank had her phone the whole time. My manager mentioned the shorts and said she has till the close of the business day to come in and pay for the item. Septic tank hangs up and proceeds to decline any calls. She mentioned that if she pays for the shorts that day, my manager wouldn't make a police report. Nothing. So a few days go by and my manager calls again. This time the septic tank answers and says she's too far away and can she pay over the phone and we send her the item. No, that's not how this works. So my manager made a police report. We uploaded pics of the thief, the video of her time in the store, and a picture of the damaged product. About a week goes by and the police say that they have her in custody. Where did they find her, you ask? She was already in lockup for another theft. This dumb bitch left her phone number with us and got caught for our theft after she had been arrested for another theft. She was brought in by police to pay for the item and was banned from the store, but not before making some not so nice comments about my manager. There we have it, a pant stuffing, product damaging, dumbass septic tank. This is only one of many thefts we've had in our store, and not just thefts, but we also have some fucking weirdos coming to the store because of our adult cinema. If you want any more stories, let me know.
Oh, please.
Oh, please tell us everything perverted. Hopefully this wasn't too long and all over the place. Thanks, ADHD. I got you. And I hope you at least got a good laugh out of it from Sky, your Australian-based smut peddler.
Oh, we love you, Sky.
Oh, no.
What is that voice?
What was that?
Oh, Sky, put another dildo on the Barbie.
Smut peddler. I fucking love it. Love you, Sky. Thanks for writing in. I think that wraps it up, but we do have 2 pieces of listener mail we wanted to open.
We sure do.
Okay, so one we already opened.
Yes.
And it is from
Daisy.
Okay, I have to describe what this is. They made a radio.
It is
in a card. It looks like a bomb. And that scared me at first when we opened it. But it's from Daisy and it says, "Please humbly accept this recording as tribute of my devotion to the pod. Much love to you both and the pups. I cannot wait for the live show in Irvine. I'll be there with my wife. I wish you both much love, success, health, and that your ankle bones stay inside where they belong." And then it has instructions for how to work this thing. There's like 2 buttons, a little speaker. Love, Daisy. Share if you want or keep for yourselves. Your call. Fine with me. Oh, Daisy. We're fucking sharing this because Daisy, well, you'll hear.
Hello, girlies. I know that Madison loves a good Doris Day, and so I'm going to sing you a Doris Day. Blue sky smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. I never saw a sky shining so bright, never saw a day going so right, just noticing the days hurry by when you're in love. My, how they fly, blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on, all day long. I never saw a sky shining so bright, never saw a day going so right. We're just noticing the days hurry by when you're in love. My, how they fly, blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue sky.
Oh, voice of an angel. I'm going to play that for Doris.
Yes, you have to play your Doris Day for your little Miss Doris.
Oh,
how did you even
thoughtful.
put this together? Like, you literally built a radio.
That is so cool.
Is this a radio?
That's like just such a special fucking gift.
I'm like, can we record our voices on these things and send them to people?
I love it.
This is, instead of cameos, we're like sending radio cards. Oh, Daisy, so sweet. And so excited to see you at the live show. If you guys haven't gotten your tickets, you still can.
August 4th.
Irvine Improv. That is just special.
That
I
just
feel like
made my whole night. It's so beautiful. So beautiful.
we're going to make you come sing for us at the live show.
Yes. That made my day, Daisy. Thank you so much.
You made our Daisy.
Yes, our Doris Daisies. Oh my gosh. Okay, I grabbed a package from Go to Gaia Crystals. I hope I'm not butchering that, but there is a note here.
Open the card. Open the card.
Ah, handwritten. Love it. Spencer and Madison, Colt Babe and Geoff, Kristen here. I love you both so much and felt compelled to make you both custom items for my crystal shop. These are decor for your car's rearview mirror. In the little cages at the bottom is black tourmaline, a highly protective crystal to protect you while you drive. Oh, I love that. Spencer, yours has lepidolite beads, which helps with anxiety, and a mushroom, because mushroom suit, duh.
Oh my God, I love it.
Madison, yours has chalcedony, which helps with emotional balance, and...
Oh, she said you need to balance your emotions. Hopefully it helps with her balance in general, my God.
Yes, and a pig.
Wait, what was mine?
A mushroom.
I want to see him.
Hold on.
And yours was a pig?
And a pig, because you're the Miss Piggy to Spencer's Kermit.
I love it.
That literally is actually a Halloween costume that we are thinking of.
Yes.
I hope you love them. I've included my business card if you ever have any crystal needs. Stay spooky, Kristen.
Let's see him.
Oh my gosh, how thoughtful, Kristen.
Wait, we need to take a picture of the card from Daisy, too.
Yes.
I'm going to do that right now so we can show what this contraption looks like. Oh, look at that, the little mushroom.
Oh my gosh, mine is cute. How thoughtful is that? I'm going to put it on the van. How cute is that? I love these. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, it says GAIA. Go to GAIA Crystals for your crystal needs. Thank you. Thank you.
You also have really good handwriting.
Yes.
I like that you switched between pink and purple.
Love it. And blue.
And blue. Oh, I'm excited to be helped with my anxiety.
I know. And I need the balance, babe.
Do I look less anxious now?
Yeah.
I'm like profusely sweating.
Yeah,
Like,
me
my
too.
eyes are popping out of my head.
Fucking here.
Oh my God. Well, that was exciting and so nice. We're always blown away by your guys' kindness and creativity. And if you're new and you made it to the end, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You probably need a lobotomy now.
Exactly.
Well, that's it for this week. If you want to write to us, you can send us stuff to Spencer Henry and Madison Reyes, P.O. Box 18149, Long Beach, California, 90807. You can follow along online at Obituary Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you next week for some more coffin spinners
Obituaries.
and dumb
Ass
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.